This week's feature is the second chapter of The Adventures of Tommy Cat, the Island of the Giant Chickens. I wonder if we'll see the chickens this time?
You'll have to stay tuned to find out. Coming up next here on Toytime TV.
And get your socks on, get your shoes on, and get ready for story time.
Okay, now where were we? Oh, that's right. Tommy was lost at sea.
Started sloshing and the sky it turned gray. A mysterious storm had blown Tommy away. The adventures of Tommy Cat in his overalls and hat found a mysterious island and took a little nap.
Chapter 2. On the Island. Tommy pulled out his small spyglass and placed it to his eye. As he scanned in all directions, he thought back to the warnings his mother gave him the night before. Tommy, you need to be more concerned with your chores and school than being out fishing all day. One of these days, you'll have wished you stayed home instead of slipping out to fish. Tommy thought, well, I guess this is one of those days, because I sure am lost and sure do want to be back home. Tommy remembered the fish he had tied to the front of the boat and decided that before the fish pulled him across the sea, he would try to pull it in again. Tommy started pulling the line in and was surprised by how easy of a time he had. His fish had gotten away. Now what else can happen? Tommy asked himself. Just then the wind started blowing again, and his little boat started skipping from one wave to the next. As the evening grew darker, it didn't look to Tommy like he was going to make it home that night. A dark shape came into view on the horizon. It was a large island. "Land!" Tommy shouted out loud. "I'm saved from sleeping in this boat all night." Tommy started rowing towards the rocky shore, looking for a good spot to land. He didn't want to chance putting a hole in his boat, so he rowed around the island until he came to a sandy beach in a small wooded cove. It was there that he pulled his little blue boat ashore and found a place to curl up and go to sleep for the night. Just as the sun started to rise, Tommy was startled awake by a horrible noise. The noise went. Again, it sounded louder now, and closer. Tommy jumped to his feet just as a huge shadow fell across the beach. For a third time came the awful cry. This time, it was right on top of him. At that moment, a large, scaly, clawed foot stepped out of the trees onto the beach, and then came another. Tommy looked up and saw the largest rooster in the world. The giant rooster walked out on the beach and started towards Tommy's boat, scratching at the sand every so often, as if looking for something to eat. Tommy stood very still. He knew that if he ran into the woods, the rooster would chase him. So, he stayed where he was. The rooster worked its way past Tommy's boat, scratching and dipping its head. Every other step the rooster would look up and glance back in Tommy's direction. Tommy started to duck into the woods when the rooster had its head down, but as he slowly turned, he almost walked into another giant chicken coming out of the woods and onto the beach. The second giant chicken was close enough that Tommy could have reached out and touched the feathers on its belly, but he froze as the giant bird stepped over him, clucking its way to the sand. A hen, Tommy thought. A rooster and a hen. That would mean eggs. He licked his lips at the thought of what the eggs would taste like scrambled. Tommy's stomach growled at the thought of eating. It had been a whole day and night since he had eaten last. but he couldn't make a move while the chickens were on the beach. Minutes went by and then hours, and still, the chickens hadn't left their new hunting grounds at the beach next to Tommy's
But
boat.
he woke the next morning to a sound he never heard. Looking up above, he saw the giant bird.
What? Those are some huge chickens. I can't wait to see the rest of the story on the next animation episode. Thanks for watching!